So it is a random Thursday, May 21st. I also just wanted to give my honest thoughts and opinions on where I'm at and how I'm living my dream life and how you can do the same thing, because I really can't stress enough how I'm no different than you or any other person on planet Earth. And that I didn't really come from anything. I was very lazy. I would try to do anything in my power to make it and cut as many corners as possible, make it easy. And I'm still here. You know, I'm actually like living the life of my dreams, and it's just like it's all coming at me at one time, and I don't know how to feel. Like I've never been out of the country before, like being in Italy, like it's just such a surreal experience, and this is literally day one. You know, I've been up for 30 hours at this point, honestly. I'm just going off of sheer will and adrenaline, but I really wanted to make a video. I like to document and show that you can do this as well. And I know that you've probably heard that a bajillion times, but you know, I used to make $13 an hour, and I've probably mentioned that too many videos, but I just got handed an opportunity. I just took it and I ran. You know, I'm just listening to whatever my gut tells me, and if it feels right, I'm gonna do it. And this trip felt right. Here we are, and I've met a lot of great people. I've been fortunate enough to, with the guys that I'm living with, who are all successful, hardworking, consistent entrepreneurs who share the same mindset. And to me, I feel like that's so important. And I think I made a video on this recently, just talking about connections and who you know, because it's not really about what you know, it's who you know. Because if I didn't know anybody, I would not be here. Because you can have all the value in the world, you can have the skill set, you can have the business, but if you don't have the connections, where are you really gonna go? You only have so much leverage, right? And that's why I love sales so much, because like without sales, I wouldn't be here. You know, I used to be so bad at talking to people. I couldn't even talk to the camera. I couldn't even really talk to close friends that well, even. And, you know, just getting into sales and really putting myself out there as an introvert, it helped me out a lot, you know, and just allowed me to talk to people, make those connections, and learn that skill set that would make me, you know, a decent coin, right? But yeah, I've never stayed in a place this nice in my entire life. It's really crazy. I'm not gonna lie. You can really only see so much from the background, you know, but I don't know. I just love spreading the gospel on you doing the exact same thing. And I know that it's easy to say that and try and motivate you and all these little different things, right? But it's not really gonna do you any good. And for me, I was able to change my entire life overnight. Overnight, one video, just like what you're watching right now, like a video like this, changed my entire life. And that is why I'm such a firm believer in making these videos, no matter how good or how shit they are. You know, I'm just gonna keep doing them, because if I can change one life, that just means so much more to me than any amount of money that I could ever make, or any place that I could live, or any car that I could have, or whatever. You know, like that was my purpose in life. That's why I got into sales. That's why I make these videos, is because I just genuinely want to help as many people as I can, and give you like the belief that you can do it. You know, it doesn't matter what you do or what business model you choose. Like I chose sales. You know, there are a couple guys in here who are doing something different. It doesn't matter. You know, it's all about the individual. It's all about who you are as a person, and, you know, really where you want to be and how bad you want it. Sometimes you just really have to assess and look at yourself from a different perspective and ask yourself, do you really want this bad enough? Are you just like giving yourself the dopamine hit of living that life and mentally masturbating yourself that you're actually going to start something eventually, or are you actually going to pull the trigger? You know? And I asked myself that question for 2 years. I wish I started when I was 18. So if you're watching this video, you're 18, bro, full fucking sin. Take the biggest fucking risk of your life ever. Because when you're older, you're not really going to have that opportunity. You know, that's why I'm doing this right now. That's why I dropped out of college. That's why I made all the sacrifices, because I'm not going to be able to do all this shit when I'm older. You know, when I got kids, I got a wife, I got bills to pay, all these things. I'm stuck in a 9 to 5, and I just didn't want to live that life. And I reckon that you don't want to live that life either. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard to start something, to stick to it. And quite frankly, this is the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life, but I wouldn't have it any other way, you know? I physically cannot live life any other way without doing what I do right now. And to you watching this video, I just want to, I guess, preach that to you, because this is how life should be lived, you know? Like, experience all the things, experience the vacations, the time with friends and family, and all these great things, because like that's what life is really about these precious things, not the fancy, apartment or the money or the cars or whatever the hell. It's about experiencing life and getting the most out of it. Because we really only have one life. I'm already 21. I was 16 the other day. and God knows how fast time's gonna fly by until I'm 30, 40, 50, whatever. And I don't have this opportunity. And I don't want you to go down that route, because I know that if you're watching this video, then you obviously want to make some sort of change. You obviously want to live some sort of good life. And it's not gonna happen by you watching this video, but I hope that it sparks or ignites that flame in you to actually make that change and actually do it. And like these visualizations that you have of yourself, like living this life, your For You page, it's all this rich stuff, even seeing this video. I want you to get there, but you're not gonna get there by watching these videos. You're gonna get there by starting and doing, executing and staying consistent, going through the highest of highs, going through the lowest of lows, whatever it is, until you ultimately get there. Because for me and you, bro, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's when you decide to start, it's when you decide to take action. So let that day be today, bro. Genuinely. November 11th, 2024, I changed my life forever. Why not let today be the day that you change yours? But yeah, that's really all I got for this video. I gotta head to dinner. If you guys fuck with the content, you resonated with it, like, comment, subscribe. You can always change your mind later. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.